the circular city in practice. My name is Tamara Streefland, and I wanted to start today with showing you some stats. So you might have seen these before. Cities are giant leverage points. Although they cover only 3% of the global surface, they're responsible for more than 60% of all global emissions and 75% of all resource use. And cities are growing. And this is leading, like ongoing urbanization and also our economic model is leading to negative impacts both inside of cities but also outside of cities. So we need to transform that economy, and we can do that by changing the way we design and plan our cities. And this is what we're working on with Metabolic. We're working with 40 people from our headquarters in Amsterdam to work to change the global economy to a more fundamentally sustainable state. And we do this for governments, we do this for industries, but we also do this for NGOs. And one way of doing that is going from a linear to a circular economy. And with a circular economy, we mean that we cater to the needs of all human beings in an equitable and just way without crossing the planetary boundaries or undermining the biosphere. And I think when, like most of you, when you think about the circular economy, you think about recycling, right? So I think all of you have a phone. I see many of you holding them in your hand. And I think that once you recycle that, you know, like we don't always think where something is going. So this could have negative impacts to the communities that have to deal with that, so human health. So we want to avoid this burden shifting. So that's why we developed this model with 7 circular pillars. So when we think about the circular economy, you have to think about materials that we recycle to continuous high value, energy that comes from renewable resources, water from renewable and replenishable sources. But also biodiversity needs to be structurally supported. Human health is important, culture is important, but also we have to think about different ways of value than only financial. And at Metabolic, we approach everything from a systems approach to kind of avoid this burden shifting. So when you think about starting with waste in your city or as a company, you will run into energy and you will run into water, but also to human health. And we work on different scales. We work from the building scale to the neighborhood scale to the citywide scale, but also for regions. And this is a really strange font, but we're going to go ahead anyways. I wanted to share 4 insights that we learned over the last 5 years. One is understanding your current system. If you want to go to a more sustainable state, you have to know where you are. So this is a material flow analysis. Maybe some of you have seen them before. We did this for the city of Rotterdam. And what you see here is on the right side all the materials going in, and on the left side you see all the materials going out. And what I would like you to focus on is right here, all the concrete that is going in, and all the waste materials that are going out. And this is something where we can intervene. So that's what we're doing right now with the city of Rotterdam. After having made their circular strategy, we're now working together with the local government, but also with Blue City, our local partner, to come up with a building hub. So to really implement something that could link the supply and demand of construction materials together. Insight 2, although goals often are citywide, neighborhoods are different. So this is a strategy we made for Buiksloterham, a neighborhood in the north of Amsterdam. And the nice thing about building a new neighborhood is that you can make it really energy efficient. It can produce energy. But also, if you think about Amsterdam, it also has a very old city center, and a city center might not be as easy to make energy productive. So different neighborhoods can contribute to your sustainability agenda in different ways based on their characteristics. Number 3, dare to experiment. We started out 7 years ago with our living lab in Amsterdam called the Keuvel. And the municipality of Amsterdam really gave us a lot of freedom to experiment here. And that also allowed us to learn what technologies worked or might not work most of the time. And it allowed us to really learn to understand what the process is of innovation. What is the process of innovating a city, and how can you go to a circular system? It is also a place that really activates the circular economy in Amsterdam. It shows what you can do and how this is made in practice. And we are now implementing these kind of living labs also in the US, in Charlotte, in North Carolina, but also in Boulder, in Colorado. And I was asked to, this is also my last minute, I was asked to share one last lesson, and that is context is key, or kind of like a call to activation. So what I would like to invite you to is, because every city is different and there's so many, come find me and maybe we can come up with a new project together or partner up, because we always are looking for local partners of interesting places.